For my technology plan review, I decided to go with my school district, the Providence Public Schools. I was embarrassed at first to say that I didn't know what our technology plan was. And then after asking several librarians in my district, I felt a lot better, I guess, on one hand, realizing that they didn't know what our technology plan was either. And then felt very concerned on the other hand, realizing that how does no one know what our technology plan is? So after doing a little bit of research, I found this 3-year technology plan and blueprint, as it's called, which has yet to be seen. Most people I had spoken with hadn't even heard of this or vaguely remembered some talk of it or some participation in it. And it reviews the 2010 through 2012 school year and gives us a lot of needs, how to access fix our technology plan. So with that said, let's go to my first annotation of this. Within the top 10 recommendations, number 2 is to transform traditional school library media centers into information and technology resource centers and restructure the role of the LMS to coordinator of research, information, and technology services. As you can see, this is still needed. It's in the red zone, and nothing has been done about this to date. Moving on, again, talks about the recommendation on how to support the library media specialists in this role. Talks about how to revise the role of the library media specialist. Again, how to transform the traditional school role. Going into the technology mission and vision, I felt as though the technology department should work collaboratively with the library media specialist to support the technology mission and visions. It talks about leadership and how this is a critical factor. And I mentioned how the library media specialists are able to naturally support this critical factor of leadership by sharing the goals with their school communities. A whole recommendation is to develop a pre-kindergarten through 12th grade scope and sequence, which absolutely should have the library media specialist as a huge contributor, if not a lead facilitator in creating that and having that happen. And they're not even mentioned in this piece. This part was shocking to me and a little bit scary. It talked about how our current library media staff do not have the same level of technology expertise or knowledge that they would want us to have. And as though, we were falling short with this, and that only 35% of the library media staff felt as though they could support teachers and students with technology. And that is definitely concerning to me because, again, when I'm thinking about a technology plan, I'm thinking of the library media specialist as being a huge advocate and collaborator in the entire plan. And here in the plan, there are concerns about our actual library media specialists in the district. So I said this is where LMS need to advocate for ourselves and the crucial role we offer in supporting the use of technology in our schools, not only with our students, but with our faculty as well. Here it talks about, again, supporting and expanding our role, the library media services in support of 21st century learning. One way to support the LMS is to ensure there is at least one full-time library media specialist at every school in our district while utilizing elementary librarians for classes, but also for collaboration and for flexible scheduling to support students and teachers' technological needs. So that's one of my recommendations that was not given here. I did appreciate how I was able to find that there is a primary pre-K to grade 2 instructional applications suggestions as well as an elementary one. Moving on, I could also obviously, use the middle school to see where I should be getting them to. But this I found helpful and was something that I was unaware of. So this is definitely a component of, even though it's not our true technology plan, it's something we are trying to work towards. And so I'm going to keep this in mind. Here it talks about library and information management and about really how we should be centrally located in the middle of the school and how we should have these different workstations. And I feel like this is ideal, and time needs to be given in order for our elementary library media specialists to support this, to succeed in this role. Because right now, with us having to run from one school to another, it's hard to just be open in order for people to use this other than for classes. As far as the library media center prototypes, again, it's ideal. It sounds like a good plan. However, we need time to make it happen. We can't be split between schools and expected to offer a space where all these things may occur. Moving forward, it gave us an entire appendix showing that library media specialists should be full-time. On top of that, there should be a half-time instructional technology specialist, a technology technician, and web and communications paraprofessionals offered. At this point, the library media specialist is the tech person as well in our very limited times. And so that makes it difficult. It talks about how the district had a plan with a technology component from 2010 through 2013. However, it also talks about how many things are missing from this plan and how weak it is. The key findings were also extremely interesting to me, to find out that there are very few documented procedures on how to use and access technology resources. And here we are, the largest district in our state, and we don't even have this in order. And so, again, that was a huge concern of mine. In general, there are inconsistent practices at the schools within the district to access safely and security. And so, again, we're not protecting our students. We're not protecting our data. We're not protecting all of these things when this is not in place. They talk about forming a committee, but it doesn't mention that library media specialists should be a part of this. And again, I feel as though we are huge advocates. Not only should we be a part of this, but we should be leaders in making this happen. It does give a table describing how much money library workstations should be given, as well as the media centers over a period of time. So again, this I found helpful. However, I would just like to see this actually take place instead of the reasons of, well, we have a new superintendent, or here are all the other reasons this technology plan hasn't actually happened. I think as library media specialists, we need to know about this. We need to say, hey, here's where we can take part in this. Here's where we support this technology plan. And here's where this actually needs to come into place. So with that said, our technology plan is non-existent at the time. However, this goal sounds as though not only is it possible with library media specialists taking a major role and restructuring our role, redefining it, advocating for ourselves, but also as though it's a good plan if we can just get it into place.